Hello everyone and welcome to Absolute Motorsport TV. We're here today at the 2019 British Superbike Championship opener at Silverstone, and it's going to be an interesting season, so we thought that it would be good to be here at the opening round. Plenty of new faces join the championship, including ex-MotoGP rider Scott Redding, who's a big draw today for many of the crowd. It's going to be a fantastic season, I think. There's so many contenders, and yesterday it was Taron Mackenzie who put himself on pole position for the opening round of the season. He was joined by teammate Jason O'Halloran, making it a McCamm's Yamaha 1-2, and Scott Redding rounded out the front row in third position. But there are so many more contenders as well who could be fighting for the championship, so just plenty to look out for, and I suppose we'll get our idea today of who the contenders are going to be for the championship after these opening two races.
The British Superbikes has a number of support categories, and after the warm-up sessions, the day's racing got underway with the British Talent Cup, which takes place at selected rounds of the championship.
So the British Talent Cup was the first race of the day, and that was won by Cameron Horsman. He came out on top of a fierce battle, as it always is in the British Talent Cup, using the Moto 3 machinery. And race one on Saturday was won by Scott Ogden. These guys are the stars of the future, aged 12 to 18, and basically it's a way of finding out the best British riders, young British riders, and hopefully sending them on the road to MotoGP. So look out for these guys in a few years' time.
Next on the schedule was the National Superstock 600, and after that it was time for the pit walk.
So we are now here in the pit lane ahead of round one of the 2019 British Superbike Championship, an opportunity for fans to get up close and personal with all of the riders ahead of the opening race. How are you feeling for the race?
Yeah, really good, mate. Yeah, qualified yesterday, so hopefully we can come home with a trophy.
So far today we have had the British Talent Cup, we had a Superstock 600 race, and the Junior Supersport race is going on at the moment. Superbikes is up next, and ahead of round one I had a quick word with a few of the Eurosport pundits to get their predictions for the round one podium.
It's the top three for today. I think it's difficult to look past the front row, so I'm just going to be a real chicken and say Redding, O'Halloran and Mackenzie. Don't know which order.
Do you know what? I've got to think really hard about it. I think the best thing about this year is that nobody really has a clue who's going to finish where, but I'm going to try with... I'd love to see Josh come through from the back, but I think O'Halloran, Mackenzie, Elliott.
Okay.
Those were the predictions from the experts, but as expected, race one was unpredictable, with controversy on the final corner of the race.
Round one of the season, and big drama there with Taron Mackenzie and Jason O'Halloran coming together at the final corner. O'Halloran took the lead early on from Mackenzie, obviously started on pole. And just led throughout the race really for the 30 laps. It was very close, but he looked in control. And then right at the end, Mackenzie started closing in. Then there were some back markers right at the end in the penultimate corner, and that just allowed Mackenzie to get side by side with O'Halloran. He managed to tuck in on the inside into left field, and they came together. It was a really aggressive manoeuvre by Mackenzie. O'Halloran comes off the bike, and Mackenzie goes on to take the win. So McCamm's Yamaha 1-2 is lost, but Mackenzie has provisionally at least won this race. We'll see whether he picks up a penalty from that incident, but yeah, outside of that, the top three were very close throughout the race. Josh Elliott was second in the end after that incident. He was pretty close throughout the race, and Scott Redding rounded off the podium, but he was a little bit distant in fourth, didn't quite have the pace to keep up with the top three, and in the end inherited that third because of the incident at the end.
Just before the Superstock 1000 race got underway, news came through that Taron Mackenzie had picked up a 3-second time penalty for the incident, dropping him to second and giving Josh Elliott and OMG Suzuki their first ever win After the Superstock 1000 race, there was a closely fought Supersport race won by Jack Kennedy, and then it was time for BSB race 2.
So there we go, end of the day's action, and it was Taron McKenzie who bounced back from his race 1 penalty to win race 2. A very interesting race 2 that we had there. Dan Limford took the lead rather surprisingly towards the beginning of the race, but he was soon passed by Josh Elliott, who looked set at one point to make it the double after his win in race 1. But Taron McKenzie fought through really well, and in the end he was leading. Elliott stuck with him, but in the end McKenzie just had enough to eke out a slight advantage and take the win. Him and Elliott are now level on points at the end of this round. Very surprising, I'd say, to see Elliott up there, but McKenzie was kind of one of the names we were expecting to be up towards the front of the championship. Danny Buchan was third in race 2, which was a good result for him. And in terms of maybe contenders we thought would be up there, having a lot of problems in race 2. Scott Redding had a crash and didn't finish. Then Josh Brooks as well, the other Ducati, having his third mechanical failure of the weekend. One in quali, one in race 1 and one in race 2. So no points for him, and a poor weekend for BY's Ducati. And then unfortunately Jason O'Halloran also having problems. He obviously had that incident with McKenzie that forced him out on the final corner in race 1, and then he had an engine failure in race 2. So a real shame for him, but quite a few contenders there. That's 3 not having a great day. So it just shows that we're up for a really unpredictable and really competitive season here in the British Superbikes. It's been a cracking day's racing, and we're looking forward to the action continuing next time out in Oulton Park. Thank you very much for watching today. Goodbye.